What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Now, I'd like to welcome all my first time viewers. This is another episode of Rappin Dough. It's your host, Don Bucks, your voice of the street. This is Financial Bars. What's happening? What's happening? This is Financial Bars Sunday. You dig? This is the platform where we talk stocks, business, money moves, etc. You know what I'm saying? And I hope everybody brought their pens and pads, because I'm going to go over a few things. I ain't going to be too long, but I'm going to definitely be thorough, you dig? Yeah, to all my YouTube viewers, you can feel free to also tap in, because I'm also live on IG. You can feel free to tap in there at Rappin Dough, RAPPIN_DOUGH. You dig? But yeah, so this is where we talk business. This is where we talk stock market commentary. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the only way to build wealth. You got to invest your money. Like I said, if this is your first time tuning in, feel free to go back into the old episodes. This is what we talk about. This is what we talk about. We talk about building wealth via the stock market, via acquiring assets. So, I like to always start off with my disclaimer. Don Bucks is not a financial advisor. Don Bucks is not a fiduciary. Don Bucks is not a money manager. You understand me? But I am self-educated, and I have a nice track record of success. I'm pretty self-sufficient via the stock market, via investing my money. You know what I'm saying? So by watching this video, you are agreeing to that disclaimer. I am not responsible for your wins or your losses. If you was to take any action on any of these suggestions or this information that I put forward tonight. Alright, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and tap in, and I'd like to welcome my new viewers on IG. But this is what's going on, man. If y'all tuned in last week, y'all know that the stock market has been going crazy in terms of big ups, big downs. And write this down. September in the stock market is usually a volatile month. So this, what's going on right now, is typical of the stock market. It goes up, it goes down, but typically around September, between September and the election, there's a lot of information that's floating around as far as whether Democrats going to take over, whether Republicans are going to stay in office. All that weighs on the market, because as of right now, as far as the election is concerned, Biden is looking to raise capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is taxes that you pay on profits that you got from either investing in the stock market or you sold some type of asset. And he's talking about raising that on people that makes $1 million or more. And investors are looking at that as a potential negative that he's going to be have a negative impact on the stock market. Now, we all know Trump, on the other hand, he talks about being the best president as far as the economy is concerned. And the economy and the stock market definitely has been doing its thing since he's been in the market. Now, I can't attest to nothing else, but he definitely, the stock market has definitely been doing its thing since he's been in the office. So I'm gonna tell you that. But like I was saying last week, actually the past 2 weeks, the big tech industry in the stock market has been on a historic run, right? So typically investors look to gain between 10 and 25% on their money, on their investments. So a lot of these companies done ran up 100%, and the year is not even over yet, right? So if a company ran up 100% and the year is not over yet, that means that it's due for correction. Now that's going to be the term of the week, market correction. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. But things have ran up so beyond their valuations that they're due for a pullback. They're due for a market correction. And when you have a market correction, that's typically when stocks come back down to their market value, where they're usually properly priced, should I say. So within the past 2 weeks, a lot of these tech stocks done ran up crazy, and they done pulled back like 10%, a lot of them. And that represents a buying opportunity for a lot of investors. But the smart economists and all that, they say, be patient. Patience and consistency is your friend in the stock market. So it pulled back 10%, but it can pull back a little more, right? So I'm gonna give y'all a few stocks that have pulled back and that are looking like good buys. I'm gonna give y'all that in a second. But this is the backdrop behind that. So look for these big companies that are gonna benefit from the stay-at-home and this pandemic. Like a lot of companies were positioned pretty well for what happened to it these past couple months. Companies like the grocery stores, because Walmart didn't close, so they was booming. A lot of companies that transitioned to digital because people were working from home, people being that stores are closed. If these stores don't have no online presence, those stores are pretty much doomed. But the stores that did have an online presence going into this whole situation, they made out like a fat rat. You know what I'm saying? During this whole pandemic or whatever. So a lot of these companies have pulled back since their historic run. So they're looking like good buys right now. But let me see, where are we going? Oh, what else happened this week? I know y'all know about the electric vehicle renaissance that's going on right now. So Tesla, there's other companies that's coming behind Tesla, but Tesla right now is like the cream of the crop. Tesla is about 10 years ahead of its competition. So I would look to buy Tesla on a 10 to 20% pullback. They're looking like they're approaching that soon. So look into Tesla. There's other companies like Nikola. Who else? Nikola, Volkswagen. They got into the EV sector as well. So Nikola, I think they just got bought by GM, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But a lot of these companies are starting to get into this whole fray of electric vehicles, because that's where we going, y'all. That's where we going, electric vehicles. And Tesla is the cream of the crop. And they bigger than the electric car company as well. NIO, see? Yeah, we rapping dough over here, so that's a good one. Good call, NIO. So there's a couple companies that's coming behind Tesla that's gonna give Tesla some competition. But Tesla is the cream of the crop right now. So look into that. Let me see. Now, I'm gonna get into a couple plays, right? A couple plays that I believe has some room to run for the next 5 to 10 years. Now, I was looking at what Microsoft and Amazon was doing. See, so Microsoft, of course, they were looking to buy TikTok at one point in time. That fell through. But Microsoft, they got the now, if y'all familiar with what's going on right now, what they want to do eventually is connect everything that's digital, anything that's electronic, to the internet. They're trying to tie everything to the internet. Before you know it, your refrigerator is going to be connected to the internet. Your stove, everything that's digital is going to be connected to the internet. And what they call that is IoT, Internet of Things, right? So Microsoft, which they've been like technology giants for a long time, and that's your boy Bill Gates. That's your boy Bill Gates, right? So Microsoft just released this connectivity software that's going to connect everything around the world. It's called Azori. Azori. Look that up. So being that that's where we're going, and they already got the Xbox, they already got Microsoft Teams, that's like their version of Zoom. They're poised for what's going into the future. So right now they're looking like a good buy. Right now they're about $200 a share. They're looking more attractive of a buy at 180, 175. So patience. Wait for that to pull back some more, if they pull back some more. But they're approaching the buy-in range right now. That means they don't pull back between 10 and 20%. All right. So Microsoft, they're poised. Amazon, poised, going into the future. They just dropped like mad things for the holiday season that's coming up, right? So they just dropped. Check this out, y'all. They just dropped a flying surveillance camera for your crib. A flying mini drone camera for your crib. Okay? They deep, right? So they got that coming. We already know the gaming industry is like a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? They said, man, look, we throwing our hat in the pile too. We want parts. How about they dropping a subscription-based video game system called Luna, right? So they got that. They got an in-car system that's going to be like connecting the internet and all that in cars, which is going to be first launched in Tesla. Right? That's coming. They also are dropping a new Echo Dot, which is their speaker, their Bluetooth speaker with Alexa all in it and all that. So they got 4 or 5, maybe 6 things coming down the pipeline for the holiday season, and all this stuff is poised for the next 5 to 10 years. So look into Microsoft, look into Amazon. All right. So where we going next? Let's see here. Now, as y'all know, the stimulus is being held up. The stimulus package is being held up. We got the elections coming up. So these are the 2 factors right now that are playing into the market. All right, so that's why we have a lot of big swings up, big swings down. The market is trying to gain some solid ground right now, but it's probably not going to gain solid ground until after the election. But there's pockets of opportunity in the market. You just have to be patient, you have to be diligent, and you have to tune in to Rappin though, because I'm gonna plug you in, you dig? So where we going? Okay, so market correction, term of the week, market correction. Now that's what we're experiencing right now, being that we had this historic run. Stuff just went crazy. Like, stocks do come down, they don't only go up, even though they have an implied profit built into them. So over the long run, if you're a long-term investor, it's going to go up. But in between here and there, you're going to have some ups and downs on the way up, if that makes sense. It's going up, but in the course from here to there, it's going to go down on its way up, if that makes sense. Okay, so right now we're going through a market correction. That's one of those downs on the way up. We're going through a market correction where as though all these high flyers, all these tech stocks, all these stay-at-home plays, everything that revolves around the stay-at-home play, the Zooms, the PayPals, the Visas, the Netflixes, the Amazons, everybody ordering off the internet, right? So all these plays that ran up beyond. So now we're in a market correction. Market correction is when the market or stock comes down from its high between 10 and 20%. That's where we're at now. So when stuff does come down from its high, between 10 and 20%, that exposes a buying opportunity, because that's what we want on our money. We want at least 10% return on our money. So once something comes down from its high between 10 and 20%, that is when we jump in and buy. That's when we pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So that's your financial bars for the week. If we have any questions, throw them in the comments. And if you have any comments on YouTube, throw them in the comments as well. So what we got going on IG? Oh, and while I wait for these questions, I have there's so many ways of so many different ways to play the stock market. You want to diversify. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. You want to have your long-term portfolio, which compounds your money over time. But there's also ways to speed that up in the stock market. That's playing the options. So options is a way to fast forward your long-term portfolio by making outsized profits. But that's a whole nother conversation. And I say that to say that I have a course in that coming soon, as well as an ebook. So watch out for that. Okay, we have a comment here. Yeah, you have any info on AT&T? They're showing oversold in the RSI. Now, that's a good question. That is a good question. The Fortunate Photographer. So let me take a look at AT&T. Now, when I talk to people about stocks, people always ask me what I think about this or what I think about that, right? I always tell people to invest in what they know. Invest in what they know. Put things on your watch list so you are kept abreast. You are in the know. You know what's going on with these companies because you're watching them, right? Now, I don't watch AT&T anymore. It's part of my portfolio, but I don't watch it. But let me look at the chart for you right now. You said it's looking oversold. It is oversold. It is. So, when stuff is oversold, that means it's due for a rise. Just like when things are overbought. When things are overbought, it's due for a pullback. So right now, AT&T looks like a good buy. Absolutely. AT&T, tell you right now, AT&T, they have a good dividend, about 7.42% dividend, and they're almost, yeah, I think AT&T is a good buy. AT&T is a good buy. Where's AT&T going? You know what I'm saying? But keep that on your watch list. Anything that you're into, put it in your watch list so you can be aware of what's going on with the company. But AT&T looks like a good buy. It's oversold, and they have a 7% dividend. So looks good to me. Good question. Appreciate that. Also, AT&T, I'm looking here, just to add on to that, I'm looking here, it says AT&T and Microsoft are teaming up to connect machines to the cloud. So that's good news. So AT&T is in the cloud. Everything is cloud oriented now. Everything is moving into the cloud. So these cloud companies, look to get them when they pull back between 10 and 20%. That is where the future is going. That's where it's at. And this is just the beginning. So yes, AT&T looks like a good buy, brother. And AT&T is part of my portfolio. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that though. Anything else? If we don't have any more questions, you can share this live if you feel some value in here that somebody may need. Feel free to like and subscribe if you felt as though this video brought you some value. Feel free to share it as well. And I believe that's it. No more questions. That was a good question. I appreciate it. Next week, make sure you come with your pen and pad, take notes, and come with your questions, because I'll be here to answer them. It's your boy Don Bucks, the voice of the street, Wall Street, that is. Until next week, I'll see you on Financial Bars.